Well, well, well. If it ain't the poster girl for magical mental issues. Love the whole deranged witch aesthetic you got going on. Reminds me of my wilder days with Mr. J.
A muggle jester dares address me. How amusing. Tell me, little Harlequin, does your master know his pet has wandered off her leash? My lord keeps his servants properly trained.
You know, that's the funny thing about masters. I spent years thinking I needed Joker to define me. What's your excuse for throwing yourself at a noseless snake man? At least my puddin' had charm and a wicked sense of humor.
The Dark Lord is power incarnate, you simplistic fool. I serve greatness, nobility, purity, while you chase after a painted madman with no ambition beyond meaningless chaos. My devotion elevates me. What has yours brought but bruises and betrayal?
Devotion? Is that what the kids are calling blind obsession these days? I got a PhD in psychology before I went cuckoo, so let me break it down for you. We both transferred our daddy issues onto dangerous men. Difference is, I eventually got wise to it. You died still crawling for approval.
How dare you compare your pathetic infatuation to my sacred loyalty? I stood proudly in Azkaban for 14 years, while lesser servants denied him. I remained faithful when all hope seemed lost. Tell me, what principle have you ever defended that wasn't written in your jester's lipstick?
Azkaban, Arkham, potato, potatu. We both did time for our fellas, but here's the million-dollar question, Bella baby. If Voldy Shorts had looked at you the way he looked at Narcissa or even Snape, would you still be so faithful? Or was your whole Death Eater gig just a desperate plea for attention from a guy who was physically incapable of loving you back?
You speak of love as though it matters. Such weakness. The Dark Lord saw beyond such trivial emotions. He recognized power and purity of blood. What did your Joker see in you? A convenient fool? A disposable toy? At least I was valued for my skills, my lineage, my unwavering loyalty. What value did you ever have beyond momentary amusement?
Ya hit the nail on the head without even realizing it. Joker valued me for my usefulness, just like your Dark Lord did with you. We were both tools, Bella. Only I wised up and got myself some real friends who like me for me, not for what I could do for them. When did old Moldy Voldy ever treat you like anything more than a weapon he could point at his enemies?
Friends? You've merely traded one weakness for another. The Muggle psychiatrist became a madwoman, then a common thug with friends. How pathetically predictable. I remained true to my nature, my blood, my cause until the very end. Can you claim such consistency of purpose? Or do you simply drift from one identity to another, desperate for someone, anyone, to define you?
That's a real fancy way of saying stubborn and unable to grow. See, that's the difference between us. I changed, I evolved, I learned from my mistakes. Meanwhile, you kept banging your head against the same wall expecting different results. That ain't dedication, honey. That's the textbook definition of insanity, and believe me, I would know.
Change is merely weakness recognizing itself. I remained steadfast while you fractured. But tell me this, little broken doll, in your evolution, what have you become? Not the respectable doctor, not the faithful servant, not even a proper villain. Just a confused child, playing dress-up, switching costumes whenever the old one becomes uncomfortable. What core truth about yourself have you ever faced without running away?
The truth? I'm a work in progress, and proud of it. I've been the good girl, the bad girl, the girlfriend, the loner, and a whole bunch of things in between. Each version taught me something valuable about myself. You got so wrapped up in being Bellatrix Lestrange, Death Eater extraordinaire, that you never figured out who Bella really was. And that's not loyalty, that's just plain sad.
How utterly predictable that you mistake uncertainty for wisdom. When I died for something greater than myself, with absolute conviction. You'll die as you've lived, confused, purposeless, a footnote in someone else's story. And in your final moments, you'll still be wondering who you really are. That, little Harlequin, is the true tragedy.